Girl voted homecoming queen as a prank gets an even bigger shock. Being elected homecoming queen or king is an accolade that many teenagers dream about. One Michigan teenager, however, discovered that being chosen for such an award can actually destroy a person's self-esteem. At first, the victim of a cruel prank, the young lady made one stunning move to make sure she shined like a true queen. When she was 16 years old, Whitney Kropp was sitting in a classroom at Ogemaw Heights High School. Just after the start of the school day, she heard an announcement over the loudspeaker that was shocking to her ears. The staticky voice declared that she, Whitney Kropp herself, had been chosen to be that year's homecoming queen. However, something that accompanied the exciting announcement gave her reason for pause. Whitney heard her classmates giggling, some even whispered quietly to one another. Something seemed off, but she wasn't entirely sure what to make of the whole scene. Whitney knew she wasn't exactly your average teen. This was because the high schooler often dyed her hair different colors and didn't listen to the same music or watch the same movies as many of the other students in her school. She was different, and she knew it. Briefly concerned she was missing something, Whitney pushed her creeping worries to the side and decided to be grateful for the honor. She wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt. Perhaps her fellow students were simply being nice. So that night, when Whitney returned home, she posted a Facebook status about the news. She stated how excited she was to be nominated, but also confessed that she was a little nervous. After having a few days to get used to her new reality, Whitney was feeling enthused about her new title and awaited homecoming day with frenzied anticipation. Soon, however, she discovered something terrible. Her worst fears were confirmed. It was all a huge prank. Her classmates had coordinated the awful stunt by all voting for Whitney as a sick joke. However, that wasn't even the worst part. Whitney also learned through the grapevine that the nominee for homecoming king had declined to run because he was too embarrassed at the possibility of winning alongside her. The young woman was crushed. Whitney fell into a deep depression. She was so devastated by the news that she even had thoughts of suicide. But soon she realized that even when it felt like the whole world was against her, she could turn to her loving family for support. Her sister, Olivia, decided to post about the harrowing ordeal on social media. Neither she nor Whitney had any idea the kind of impact that this simple gesture would end up having. Before she knew it, Olivia's post went viral. Thousands of strangers sent her reassurances and condemned the cruel nature of the high school pranks. Whitney received more than kind words as a result of the post, though. Astoundingly, people reached out in a flood of support, offering Whitney perks such as a limo, dress, and full makeover completely free of charge. Slowly, she began to feel empowered again, but homecoming was still looming. Although she still wasn't sure if it was the right decision, Whitney decided to attend the event regardless of whatever malicious pranks awaited her. How else could she stand up to her tormentors? For moral support, Whitney brought her dad along with her to the coronation. When the day finally came, they stood in the center of the football field. Whitney stood strong despite her trembling with anxiety. Then the event took a turn. To her great surprise, the entire stadium full of people began to cheer after Whitney's title was announced. She could hardly believe it. They were cheering for her. Squinting into the stands, she noticed something that made her look twice. In the crowd, she could make out many people wearing shirts dedicated to her. They read, "It's not cool to be cruel," a sentiment that resonated deeply with Whitney after the trying event she had been through. After homecoming was finished with, Whitney made a heartfelt statement about standing up to bullies. "Stand up for what you believe in and go with your heart and go with your gut," the inspiring teen said. Incredibly, after the story went viral, many families began to reach out to Whitney with their own stories of having gone through awful bullying. Knowing that she wasn't alone meant the world to her. Her moment in the spotlight was far from over. Amazingly, producers who heard about Whitney's motivational tale went as far as offering her family a movie deal. They declined the offer. The young girl had other plans for her life. Always positive, Whitney devoted herself to a career as an anti-bullying advocate, hoping to help those who suffered from teasing or worse. Fortunately, stand-up kids like her are helping to curb bullying in incredible ways. Sometimes, though, it does take years to bring this bad behavior to justice.